New this week on the Progressive Bass Wrap-Up Show, sponsored by Sportsman's Warehouse. The Alabama Bass Trail South Division kicks off their 2019 season on Lake Martin. We'll have the highlights. We'll drop in on Collins Marine on Jordan Lake in North Carolina, plus the Sportsman's Warehouse Fisherman's Dream Tournament on Chickamauga, plus product spotlights, Strike King and Loose Pros tips, and more. It's all headed your way right now. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Progressive Bass Wrap-Up Show, sponsored by Sportsman's Warehouse. Let's head straight out to Jordan Lake and visit with Fred Page and the Collins Marine Bass for Cash Team Trail.
Hey, it's Fred Page with Collins Boating and our Bass for Cash Tournament Trail. First one of the year here at Jordan Lake. What a great turnout today. It kind of caught us by surprise. 104 official boats, and that is awesome. But we're treating these guys today. We've got a pig coming up. We're going to have a pig picking here, welcoming everybody, because a lot of the anglers are new this year. So we're welcoming them to our Bass for Cash series. We're going to give away a power pole today. And that's one thing we've done this year to try to boost the anglers to come and enjoy fishing with us, and that is prizes. I think the next tournament or one after, we're going to give away a Lowrance unit. So we're trying to get more involved in the community and more involved with the anglers so that we can do big and better things for them. We've got 6 tournaments ahead of us, one being the championship, which is a 2-day tournament. We're going to fish Gaston and Carr and another lake, and then we're going to go down east a little bit, and we're going to fish 2 times down on the Roanoke in that river basin.
We're here on beautiful Jordan Lake. It's a great day to fish. A little overcast, got a little breeze. It's perfect fishing conditions. So here we've got one of our competitors. I can see the ribbon on his trolling motor. This is classic for what's going to set up today. Little wind-blown point, got a little brush on the outsides of it, and a lot of these guys are going to be throwing moving baits today. Especially on these outer points with some of the wind blowing and everything. So they just come out of a pocket here. They're probably going to fish this point, and then if they're fishing a pattern, they'll probably just sneak on around another point, and they'll try to find some brush or some wind on a point. So that's kind of what's going on with these guys. We've been watching them for a couple of minutes, and beautiful Ranger boat they're in. We're trying to improve the trail all the time. We've upped our payouts this year. Our field in this event last year to this year is roughly 3 times larger. Guaranteed $2,000 first place today, and it will be over $2,000 today because we had so many boats. We had 91 adult series boats today and 13 youth series boats today, which is great. The youth series is going to get a trophy same size and stature and everything as the adults. It's a very, very nice 3-post trophy. And they're also going to get 2 rods from Douglas Outdoors valued at $180 a piece. So we've really tried to work with our sponsors, and we've really tried to double down on our investment in the youth this series as well.
They're big fish.
Press down.
New big fish leader. 7.80, 780, 780, big fish. Good job.
Wear me out.
5 fish. Total weight 21.
Call it in a minute. Listen for your name.
59. 21.59.
We have a new big fish.
We got another big fish coming up. Hey, monster, look at there, guys, look at there. Their big fish is 9.11. 9.11.
Yeah, please.
Nine's gonna go a long way.
Sorry, I didn't have time to talk to you.
New leader. Got a new leader, 24.08. 24.08.
We were boat 57 today, blasted off, lake was calm, cool, ran to our first spot, caught the 9-1 on the first spot, caught a 14-inch fish there with her, went to the second spot, caught three there that were good keepers in the 2.5-pound range, went to our third spot, and we coiled 2 of those with 3.5 and 4 pounder.
Coming up after the break, Anglers Channel's Chris Brown joins us from Sportsman's Warehouse in Chattanooga and has highlights of the annual Sportsman's Warehouse Fisherman's Dream Tournament. Stay with us.
The Progressive Bass Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, is sponsored by Ranger Boats, the leader in bass boats, by Mercury Marine, quality, performance, innovation, reliability, by Strike King Lures, more than 50 years of domination, and by Costa Del Mar, eyewear designed for anglers.
You ever wish you weren't a motor?
Sure. Sometimes I wish I had legs like you.
Yeah, is it like a regular person?
No. Still have bike half man. Just the opposite.
What's it? Legs on the bottom and motorcycle on the top. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
For those who were born to ride, there's Progressive.
Groundbreaking designs, unsurpassed quality, and unshakable confidence. Welcome to the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series. Leading the industry for over 50 years, these rigs are custom crafted and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver the ultimate ownership experience. The legendary Ranger Z series. Unleash next level performance. Mercury, go boldly.
Whether day or night, I love to tie one on.
Every day of the week, I like to tie one on.
I don't care who's looking, I always tie one on.
Every time I go on the water, I love to tie one on.
You may not know this about me, but every once in a while, I've been known to tie one on.
Come on, man, join the Strike King team. All you gotta do, tie one on.
I think I always tie one on.
Hey guys, I'm Chris Brown here at the Chattanooga Sportsman's Warehouse location talking about the 13th annual Sportsman's Warehouse Dream Tournament that benefits the Silverdale Baptist Academy Athletics Department. This year is a great event, happens every year on the first Saturday in May, raising a bunch of money for the group. This year, a lot of big fish were caught in the hourly big fish tournaments and a giant bag was caught to win this event. Let's send it down to Brent Brady, our tournament director, to hear more about it.
Wow, Lake Chickamauga, big bass headquarters for the South. A lot of national circuits, MLF, FLW, and bass have all been here this year or have plans of coming in the future. We're excited because what we're seeing this morning is anglers have already weighed in a 10.08 in one of our big fish hours, as well as a 9.68. The patterns kind of vary, so if you're a shallow water fisherman, we've got fish that are just now leaving the spawning grounds, water temperature are in the mid-70s, and we're catching some of those fish that are just coming out of those bays, or they're setting up on those secondary points for swim baits, crankbaits, Carolina rigs, and we're just starting to catch some of those fish that are starting to group up. We're looking at weights today, well over 25 pounds for 5 fish to win. We have 4 hourly big fish hours, and right now a 10.08 is our overall big fish. A lot of fish are leaving these spawning areas. They're starting to come out. Well, these docks are a perfect staging area for those fish to set up on for a post-spawn pattern. You take a look at Mike, see how he's pitching the front of those docks up there. As those, you can look at the lake up there, we've got a front that's just about to hit. We actually have had thunder rumbling in the background. That's what Mike's doing. He's running these outside these docks, hitting everything out here on the edges. These fish come out of these spawning coves. They'll stage on these docks, getting ready to go out into the ledges and everything. You can see how Lee is wacky rigging his Cinco. Throw it over here, Lee, and we'll show everybody. So folks, there's two techniques that's considered for fishing a Senko. You can fish it conventional style, Texas rigged, but what Lee's doing is he's got the ring on there, and he's got the snell hook on there, and he's also got a weed guard that can hook on the back of the shank there, and then when he pulls, it's gonna flex this bait and give it a lot of action, so when it's swimming in the water, it's gonna pulsate back and forth. Boy, what a great pattern. You know, you look at this right here and you think, hey, there's a couple options here. On the boat we saw earlier today, we're throwing Senkos. That's his perfect Senko water. You've also got opportunity to throw a swim jig in the middle of some of this flooded cover. And Coach is throwing top water right now over some of the tops of some of these stumps, which is a perfect technique as well. Hey, there's Coach doing a good job. He just picked up one. He's fighting that fish. First cast on chatterbait. Working him in, getting ready to swing him in the boat. Good job, Coach. Good job.
Thank you, man.
Looks like one he's going to have to put on the board. 15-inch limit today for largemouth and spots, and then 18-inch on smallmouth.
Well, it's a pleasure to be out here at Chester Frost Park again for the 13th annual Sportsman's Warehouse Fisherman's Dream Bass Tournament. It's great to have an event for this long. I have to say it's successful because we've had the same coordinator for all these 13 years, and Brent Brady. It goes very smooth. It's organized. The benefits are for Silverdale, which is a great cause as well. I like the local anglers. They support Sportsman's Warehouse, and we do our best to give back to the community here.
What a great event, benefiting a great cause. I told you guys you'd see some big fish, even despite the nasty weather. John, back to you.
Thanks, Chris. Up next after the break, it's the Strike King Lose Pro Tip of the Week as the Progressive Bass Wrap-Up Show, sponsored by Sportsman's Warehouse, rolls on.
The Progressive Bass Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse. This portion sponsored by TH Marine, Quality Marine Products, by Lose, Feel the Difference, and by ARE Truck Caps, Covers, and Accessories.
Excuse me, do you mind being a motor?
What could be better than being a motor? The real question is, do you mind not being a motor?
I do. For those who were born to ride, there's Progressive.
From the dedicated, passionate anglers at G. Loomis, we bring you E6X. We know fishing and know how to make high-performance rods. Each E6X blank features multi-taper technology and action-matched high-grade cork handles, providing perfect balance and sensitivity. E6X belongs in your hand. Feel connected. For more information, visit gloomis.com.
You ever wish you weren't a motor?
Sure. Sometimes I wish I had legs like you.
Yeah, is it like a regular person?
No. Still have bike half man. Just the opposite.
What's it? Legs on the bottom and motorcycle on the top. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
For those who were born to ride, there's Progressive.
It's time for the Strike King Lose Pro Tip of the Week, and we've got pro Bill Lowen to talk about balsa baits.
You know, there's a really big difference between flat-sided balsa baits and, let's say, square-billed balsa baits. You know, depending on whose brand you use or what you decide to use, you know, like I said, this is a PH Custom Lures, and the problem we've always faced with balsa is the inconsistency in them. You know what I mean? Look, they cannot control the density of a piece of wood, you know, and that's exactly what happens is you might get 5 baits and let's say 3 of them may float, 2 of them may sink, okay? But just don't think because that bait sinks is that it's no good, okay? We take a bait like this in the spring and we put suspend dots on it to weight it to help keep it down. So if you're lucky enough, and when I say lucky enough, to get one of those sinkers, make sure you don't do away with it. Use that bait for situations where you know you're going to use it, like in the spring when you want to get that bait down there deeper and keep it on the bottom. So even though it's not the same as the other three, it still has a purpose in your tackle box.
Folks, you know, square bills and shallow running crankbaits are not all that talked about that much anymore, but here at Sportsman's Warehouse, no matter if you're fishing shallow, deep, hard baits, soft plastics, heck, even fly fishing stuff, they've got it all. Make sure you check them out at your local Sportsman's Warehouse or online at sportsmanswarehouse.com.
The 2019 International Convention of Allied Sport Fishing Trades, or ICAST for short, kicked off a few weeks ago in sunny Orlando, Florida. Your English Channel crew was there on hand to check out all the new products from fishing industry companies across the globe. From clothes to rod vaults, rods, reels, fishing line, and more, ICAST is the place to see it all before you, the general public, get to see it in your local Sportsman's Warehouse store or online at sportsmans.com. Some of the new products our guys checked out this year during the show were some new products from Strike King Lure Company and Lew's. Strike King maintains their leader in the fishing industry with the all-new Ned Rig line, along with a super cool rod and reel combo from Lew's that will help make your time on the water that much more enjoyable. Our friends at Costa introduced some hot new styles for 2019, and especially for you ladies out there, the new Water Woman line. Guys, Christmas is just weeks away, so make sure you have got these on your list for your wife. The war on trolling motors seemed to be a theme at this year's show, with several companies joining the crowd. But our friends at Minn Kota and Humminbird stepped up to the plate with the new Mega Imaging 360 unit to keep you ahead of the competition. There's a lot more to be seen from ICAST 2019, so head over to anglerschannel.com and make sure you're up to speed on all things new for this coming fishing season.
All right, next up after the break, we check out the Alabama Bass Trail's South Division opener on Lake Martin. Y'all stay with us.
The Progressive Bass Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, is sponsored by Minn Kota, by Humminbird, by Navionics, and by Gemini Fishing Apparel.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We've watched the Alabama Bass Trail for 6 years now, and there's no doubt it attracts some of the very best bass anglers, not only in Alabama, but from neighboring states like Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, and even Missouri. Let's check in with their kickoff tournament for the South Division from Lake Martin, Alabama.
It's Robbie Floyd, Kay Donaldson here with the ABT, and Kay, it's hard to believe it's been 6 years that we've been doing this, and we kick it all off at Lake Martin.
You know, it's always good to come to Alexander City. It's great to be in one of Alabama's great state parks here at Wind Creek State Park.
And we have great fisheries as well as we travel at each and every stop in the Alabama Bass Trail, but this one in particular had a 20-pound bag to win last year.
Yes, and I think what a lot of these guys are thinking about is the Elite Series was here last year and how Takahiro was able to manage his fish and bring in some big bags every day. So I think that was sticking in a lot of people's mind.
Looking forward to the 2019 season, a talented field here in the ABT South Division. With more on that, let's send it to Jason and Chris.
Thanks, guys. Jason, here we are, Alabama Bass Trail 2019, stop number 1 in the South. Beautiful Lake Martin. It's a great day for the fish. Not sure it's a great day for you and me.
Definitely a tournament day.
It is that. Cloudy, overcast, spitting rain. It's supposed to go away this morning. Hopefully that'll happen. The sun might break through. What's it going to take to win this tournament today?
Man, I have no clue, to be really honest. You know,
not even a guess.
There's a lot of small ones here. I know that, so it's not going to be hard to get a limit.
Sure.
So we should see a lot of limits today.
Should see a lot of limits. I'm going to say probably 18 plus to win it, but I'm going to say 13 to 15 pounds are going to be stacked pretty heavy.
Yeah.
That's a big Lake Martin fish right there.
Woo! That's how you scoop one back there, baby. Oh, we got a head. Come on, boy. That's a good catch.
Guys, how we doing?
We got a little limit.
Okay. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Our plan was probably to catch the big ones after lunch, so.
How you been catching this morning?
They get pretty quick this morning. We had a limit probably within less than an hour after we got here, so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That wasn't too bad.
Y'all got a limit?
Yes, sir.
Good job. How many you got?
We got 5. We got 12 and a half.
12 and a half?
Yeah, we just caught a 4 and a half right there.
All right, this name sounds familiar. Rob Lee, Steve Winslet. The reason is they are the winners of the 2018 event here on Lake Martin, the Alabama Bass Trail. How did they do in 2019? They've got 5 bass. I'm taking a look over there. It looks like they did all right. Well, they have enough to take the lead. We need 14:43 to take the lead. 15:11, we've got a new leader and a familiar face.
That's a good bag, guys. Yeah, it's a consistent bag for up here at Lake Martin this time of the year. Like I said, we just didn't get no big bites, but we got solid bites, and that's really unusual for Lake Martin. Most time you get a big one and some little ones. So, but Lake Martin is turning around. It's coming on. Introduction to the blueback herring has helped this lake tremendously.
So I want to bring in some familiar faces to the Alabama Bass Trail. Rob Lee and Steve Winslet in the lead right now at 15:11, but John Pollard, Dallas Weldon, some big sticks of the ABT have taken the lead. Guess what they have? 1763 taking the lead, not just taking it, throttling into the lead.
Tell us how your day went.
It started off slow. We tried to largemouth fish all day. We weren't playing it safe. We were trying to catch a big bag, and about 11 o'clock when we had one fish in the boat, and Dallas caught a big fish. You know, from Lake Martin, a big fish, one close to 4, and then I caught a 5 when probably about 20, 30 minutes of each other. And after that, we knew that if we could get a few more bites, it would work out. And you know, the good Lord blessed us with the right bites today, and we were able to put them in the boat.
There you have it, folks. It's another week in the books for the Progressive Bass Wrap-Up Show, sponsored by Sportsman's Warehouse. For all your tournament information, product spotlights, anything and everything to do with tournament bass fishing, go to your one-click resource, anglerschannel.com. We'll see you next week.
Promotional consideration provided by Ed Watkins Marine, by Carhartt, Bass Mafia, Buckeye Lures, Collins Boating, and by Trickstep. Produced by anglerschannel.com.